Hi everyone, my name is Junon. I have a health science background and I'm the author of the book Truth and Empathy, How to Find Your Soulmate. And I'll put a link to the book below. This video is about the romantic compatibility between INFPs and ISTPs. I think that most people have asked themselves the question, who's the best match long term with another person based on certain characteristics? And I think that MBTI personality type is a good starter because it looks at different brain types because it has to do with which filter people look at the world. So let's look at what INFPs and ISTPs have in common. Obviously, they're both introverts, which means that these people tend to be energized by being alone or with a few close friends or family members. But in the case of an INFP, it's going to be more sort of pronounced because they are intuitive feelers. So the better the energy that a person emits, the more they need time alone to recharge. And that is the case very much with intuitive feelers. Now, the ISTP also tends to have rather good energy and they will need, again, time to recharge, but they won't need as much time as the INFP because they are sensor perceivers. However, the positive aspect is that they are both, in terms of their relationship style, they're both the spontaneous type. So they will agree on that. So in other words, that people don't mind changing things at the last minute. They're flexible, so they might appreciate about each other. So when it comes to the challenge that this couple may face, there's a number of them. First of all, the INFP is a feeler and the ISTP is a thinker. So in other words, one is right brain dominant and the other one is left brain dominant. And people who are right brain dominant tend to fare better in relationships because they're people oriented, whereas someone who is an ISTP is object oriented. So you'll see that most of the time it is the feeler who will have to do the accommodations so that the thinker can stay in that relationship. So a person who is left brain dominant tends to be more rigid when it comes to this aspect of their lives. The other point also is that obviously one being a thinker, they will emphasize logic, and the other person will actually emphasize more ethics and morals. So you'll see with the INFPs that they have introverted feeling as their first function. So this is their driving force. Whereas when you look at the ISTP, they have introverted thinking as their first function. So these are people who are very much about internal logic of any, let's say, concept or situation. And they will feel that the INFP is often not logical. So in other words, when you look at the INFP's function set, is that they have extrovert thinking as their fourth function, so one of the weakest. By contrast, the INFP will look at the ISTP and feel this person is not kind-hearted, this person is not in touch with their own feelings and morals and values, so they'll feel like there's not that connection. The other challenge they may face is that they don't have the same relationship style. In other words, the INFP is the feminine and spontaneous type, whereas the ISTP is the masculine spontaneous type. So in other words, when you look at what they value, the INFP values authenticity in their relationships, whereas the ISTP values accuracy. So they're all about, is the information really reflects reality? Is it like, and also type of people who might be really good at math and science, so they're really looking at the internal logic of anything that you say or do. So that may be an issue in terms of them being able to connect. So in other words, when you look at the INFP is the soulmate type of partner. So in other words, these are people who are looking for the one, they want to bond, they're very affectionate and so forth, whereas the ISTP is looking for a playmate. So they want someone with whom they can go to adventures, they want something new and fresh, and these are also the type of people who don't mind having casual relationships, whereas the INFP is the type of person who probably will want to stick with one person and really invest themselves. So that might be an issue. So they might feel like the ISTP is not committed enough, they don't feel like the sense of feeling close and bonded with their mates. So the INFP and the ISTP will actually struggle on that level because they don't feel like they can meet each other in terms of what type of mate that they are looking for. So, to summarize, I don't think this is a good match because one is a feeler, the other one is a thinker. One, in terms of their relationship style, is a spontaneous and feminine, whereas the other person is a spontaneous masculine. They are not the same mate type. One is a soulmate type, the other one is a playmate, so they will not be able to meet each other's needs. So I think that this is something that we need to explore more in terms of predicting who is going to be a good partner for us. And it's not black or white. It has to do like what is the most compatible with another person. And I would encourage people to, if they are interested in exploring that and understanding, even in terms of the physiology, the science behind it, to check out my book, because this is the type of information I think it's important to explore and to know why sometimes you don't get along with a person. So it's not personal, literally. It has to do with their nature and how their brains are wired. So let me know if you agree or disagree with this compatibility analysis by commenting below. If you like this video, if you learned something, please click on the like button. Remember to click on the notification bell to be notified of other videos I'm going to be making. Subscribe to my channel, and we will talk soon.